Hi dear children, good morning. I welcome you all for today's class. Today we are going to start third term prose. Third term prose 1. What is the topic today? Who owns the water? Okay. So third term we are going to start today. Shall we see now? So please take page number 72 in your English book. We'll see. So first, who owns the water? Warm up. Look at the pictures, discuss in past, share your answers with the class. See some pictures as given here. Okay, you have to answer for these questions. Okay children, we'll see. During which season do you see a peacock dance? Which season we can see a peacock dance, children? During rainy season. Yes? Good. Rainy season. So, usually we can see a peacock dance during rainy season. Yeah. So, see the next picture, second picture. In which season can you see trees without leaves? Which season? It's very easy question, no ma? In which season can you see trees without leaves? Yes, autumn season. Autumn season. Next, name the country where you can find this season. So this is Canada. Okay. And see the third picture. Which season is shown in this picture? What are the people doing? See the third picture. Which season is shown in this picture? What are the people doing? The people are, see the picture. The people are warming themselves by lighting a fire. Yes, so which season is that? Obviously, winter season. So, third, winter season. Okay. So, fourth one, see the fourth picture. Which season is shown in this picture? How do you know? See the picture. People are buying ice cream. See the ice cream man is standing there. People are buying ice cream. See the boy. He is quenching their thirst by drinking tender coconut water. So, which season is this? Obviously, this is what? Summer season. Good. Summer season. So, see first one, rainy season. Second, autumn season. We came across 4 seasons. See here, rainy, autumn, winter and summer season. Okay. So now we are entering into the lesson. Section 1. Listen to the teacher read this section. So very interesting story, children. And this lesson insists on the importance of water. We know that how important the water is. Yes. So we must not waste the water. Clear? So as water is a resource that is shared by all the people of the world. Clear? So it's a very important, you know that how important the water is. So the first section, first I will explain you the summary, then we can enter it into the paragraph. Okay. So listen here. The story begins with a tiny, that is small bird searching for a place to lay her eggs. Okay. So the story begins with a tiny bird searching for a place to lay her eggs. The land was very dry and there was not a bush or a tree in sight. Okay. Fully the land was very dry and there was not a bush, a tree, anything else. And losing hope, the bird finally discovered a shallow depression in the ground. She broadened the hole. Okay, she broadened the hole. So she broadened the hole and loosened the earth. She laid her eggs there. Okay, she laid her eggs there. The hole, the bird loosened the earth and she laid her eggs there. The eggs hatched after some days and the mother protected the babies until they were big enough to fly. Okay. So, first the story begins with a tiny bird searching for a place to lay her eggs, and the land was very dry and there was not a bush or a tree. Okay. And he couldn't get the sufficient place to lay the eggs. So next, losing the hope, the bird finally discovered a shallow depression in the ground. She broadened the hole and loosened the earth. Okay, she laid her eggs there. And the hole where the eggs were laid, okay, the hole where the eggs were laid remained dusty and not occupied by anyone. Why? Because the eggs hatched after some days and the mother protected the babies, and now the babies, it's ready to fly. So the babies and the mother, they flew away. So now that place was vacant. Clear? So the hole where the eggs were laid, no? So it remained dusty and not occupied by anyone, because all the birds flown away. So for one day a passing wild boar settled into the pit, as the pit was not comfortable enough because that boar was very big enough. So that is not enough for that boar. So what he did is, as the pit was not comfortable enough, he scrapped and dug into a more hospitable proportion and settled down to a long sleep. After some time, he got up, moving his hands and feet around, okay, thus loosening the earth in the pit. With a mighty stretch and a final kick, the hungry boar departed from his day bed. Okay, so he wanted to sleep, but that place, it's not sufficient for the boar. So what he did, he dug into a more hospitable proportion and settled down into a long sleep. After he got up, moving his hands and everything, and he went. Okay, so this is there in the first section. Now you can take your book. I'll read the paragraph. Okay. Listen to the teacher read this section. Once upon a time, on the outskirts of a dusty little village, a tiny bird searched for a place to lay her eggs. The land was parched and dry, and there was not a bush or tree in sight. Finally, in desperation, the little bird discovered a shallow depression in the ground. Using her claws to remove the stones and loosen up the packed earth, she broadened the hole, and there, underneath the hot sun, she laid her eggs. The eggs hatched, and the good mother protected and fed her babies until they were big enough to fly away. And here our story would have ended, except this is not a tale of the little bird, it's not a story of the little bird, but a much more interesting one of the hole she used as a temporary nest. Okay, what is the meaning of outskirts? See, the outer area of a city or a town. It's the meaning of outskirts. So a tiny bird searching for a place to lay her eggs. So the land was parched. Parched means what? Very dry. So the land was very dry and there was not a bush or a tree in sight. Finally, in desperation, the little bird discovered a shallow depression in the ground. So desperation is losing hope. So losing hope, the bird finally discovered a shallow depression in the ground. She, using her claws to remove the stone and loosen up the packed earth, she broadened the hole and there, underneath the hot sun, she laid her eggs. Okay, underneath the hot sun, she laid her eggs. The eggs hatched and the good mother protected and fed her babies until they were big enough to fly away. So the mother bird took care of the little one until they were big enough to fly. Okay. So, and here our story would have ended, except this is not a story of the bird, but a much more interesting one of the hole she used as a temporary nest. Okay. So, see the second paragraph. A hole. You may ask, what could be interesting about a hole in the ground? Okay. So, what could be interesting about the hole in the ground? Well, this hole grew to be quite important, as you will discover. See, for some time the hole remained dusty and untenanted. Untenanted is what? Not occupied by anyone, because the hole where the eggs were laid so remained dusty and not occupied by anyone. One day, a passing wild boar, see the picture? Wild boar settled his rump. Rump is what? Back part of a mammal's body, or the part of the body you used to sit. So, rump into the depression. The pit was not, because that boar was a very big one, so it was not comfortable. So what he did is, the pit was not comfortable enough and getting up, he scrapped. What he did? He scrapped and dug, carving a pit of more hospitable proportion. Backing into this hollow, he turned around a few times and with a satisfied grunt settled down to a long snooze. Okay, so the pit was, so after some time and settled down to and the boar settled down to a long sleep. Snooze means what? Long sleep. A very long snooze it was too. Okay, so very long sleep it was too. The boar turned and scrabbled in his sleep, moved hands and feet around, loosening the earth around his cozy dugout until the fading sun and the rumble in his stomach told him it was time to get up. Because it was a time that boar wanted to eat something because he felt hungry. Okay, so in his stomach told him it was time to get up. With a mighty stretch and a final kick, the hungry boar departed his daybed without a backward glance. And is that it? You will inquire, to which I will reply, no, it is not, dear one. Not by a long shot. Our story has just begun. Okay, this is section 1 and now we are going to see section 2. So see the next page 74. Put a tick mark for the correct and the wrong mark for the incorrect statement. A tiny bird looked for a place to lay her eggs. Is the statement is correct or wrong, children? Yes, correct. The land was wet and green. Is the statement is correct? No, the land was what? Very dry. So this statement is wrong. The little bird found a shallow hollow in the ground. Yes, the statement is correct. Fourth one, the eggs hatched and the babies flew away. Yes, this statement is also correct. Fifth one, the pit was comfortable for the wild bear to sleep in. Is it comfortable for the wild bear? No, the statement is wrong. The wild boar got up from its daybed because it was disturbed by another boar. No. Why it was get up? Because he felt hungry. So, he got up. So this statement is what? Wrong. Okay. So now we are entering into the section 2. So next, section 2, a pack of wild dogs catching the scent of boar in the wind came to the spot where he had lain. They sniffed the circle that was rich with the smell of the animal. They whined and snarled and dug at the smell as if digging the elusive boar himself out of the ground. Finally, realizing that there was no dinner to be found there. So first, section 2, I'll say the summary, then we'll enter, okay. So first, section 2, listen here, a pack of wild dogs, okay, wild dogs. A pack of wild dogs catching the scent of boar in the wind came to the place where he slept for a while. They sniffed that place, made a high-pitched cry and angry noise, searching for the boar. Finally, they left the place, realizing that there was no dinner to be found there. The hole was made a little bigger and wider by these wild dogs. See, first the bird found the hole. Next, the boar was settled down in this. And next, section 2, wild dogs. So, they left the wild dogs. The hole was made a little bigger and wider by these wild dogs. After a few days, it rained for 3 days and nights, and the dry earth soaked up the moisture. The whole earth smelled wet and fresh. The hole collected the water that fell, and grass grew around its edges. Soon, buffaloes spotted the place and rolled in the water, making it muddy. So the pit widened and became a little, that pit, okay, which it was made by the bird, no? So that pit widened and became a little watering hole. Okay, this is there in the section 2. We'll see that. A pack of wild dogs. Okay, group name, wild dogs, a pack of wild dogs catching the scent of boar. They wanted to eat the boar as a dinner, okay. So they are searching, the wild dogs, they are searching the bear. A pack of wild dogs catching the scent of boar in the wind came to the spot where he had lain. They sniffed the circle that was rich with the smell of the animal. They sniffed is what? To breathe in air in a noisy way. And they wind, made a high-pitched cry, and snarled, made a deep angry noise, and dug at the smell as if digging the elusive boar himself out of the ground. Finally, realizing that there was no dinner to be found there, they departed, their noses and tails high in the air, and in doing so, they left the hole a little bigger and wider than they had found it. And then what happened, you'll ask? Do other animals come along too? They do indeed, my child. I told you the hole had a story to tell. Not long after the rain came, it poured and only those of us who have seen the monsoon will know what that means. It rained without stopping for 3 days and 3 nights, and the dry earth soaked up Soaked is what? Completely wet. Soaked up the moisture as a hungry puppy laps of milk. The whole earth smelled wet and fresh, and even the normally serious looking people in the village went around with smile on their faces. The hole in the ground collected the water. Okay, the hole, it was full of water now because the rain. So the hole in the ground collected the water that fell, and around its edges the grass also grew a bit brighter green. Soon buffaloes discovered the grassy spot, and as buffaloes want to do, they wallowed in the puddly water. Wallowed is what? To lie and roll in the mud. Okay, usually that buffaloes like to roll in the mud. So, turning the hole into a muddy pit. I was not there to see, but I am told that many afternoon did the buffaloes gather, and thus with a multitude of hoofs. Multitude is what? A large number of people of hoofs trampling, crushing, trampling the soil. The pit that was once a tiny depression widened and grew and became a little watering hole. And they all lived happily ever after. You will say in glee, but that rarely happens in real tales, my dear. There is more to go, so you will have to wait a while. You just think that first a little hole, it was made by the tiny bird, and it was widened by the boar little bit, and after that the wild dogs. Okay, now the hole, it was a little bigger. Okay, first it was very small. Okay, and then it was little bit wider, little bit bigger by the wild boar, and now the hole, it was widened by the wild dogs. So now it is like now, and the rain came, the hole, it was completely water. Okay, so you just think how important the water is. Okay, next we are going to see section 3. Section 3, I will tell you the summary. After that we can see the paragraph. There was a poor farmer who tilled the land near the once small depression. Okay, there was a poor farmer who tilled the land near the once small depression. During summer months, he travelled far to get water for his crops. So listen carefully. There was a poor farmer who tilled the land near the one small depression. During summer month, he travelled far to get water for his crops. And his harvest was not good, as there were no rains. One day, his eyes fell on a patch of green grass closer to his field. Okay. He investigated it and was grateful at the sight of the green grass and water so close to his field. With his pickaxe and spade, he made the pit into a perfectly decent pond. He told his wife about this. And called the village priest to bless their fortune. When a rich farmer tried to own this pond, the poor farmer brushed him aside, saying that it belonged to him. The buffaloes, the dogs, the boar, and the little bird all stopped and stood around the little jewel of blue, and in every mind, whether it is a small deed or a big one, came similar thought. Surely I had something to do with this. Okay. So first section 1 and 2 we have seen. So section 3 and the grammar and vocabulary we see into the next video. Thank you. Keep learning.